Let's see, about a little over a week ago, I did a video here about a lady going to work at JFK. Horrific attack. This was at the Howard Beach station where you change from the A train and you take the air train. And she worked for TSA. So I came upon an interview here she did with Fox. I thought maybe not everybody catch it, so I'm going to read first and then play it. It says, New York City subway attack victim slams city officials over dangerous transit system. There's no help there. Another 2 weeks after being brutally beaten in a Queens subway station by a homeless man, Elizabeth Gomes called out crime in New York City and demanded action from leaders to make the city safe. Gomes joined America's Newsroom Tuesday to discuss her recovery after the random attack on September 20 that left her vision impaired in one eye. Still a little bit of headaches and stuff like that, Gomes said. But life goes on, and I'm trying the best that I can with every day. Video footage from the Queens subway station showed Gomes chased down and thrown into a ticketing boot by 41-year-old Wahid Foster, who kicked and beat her. Foster was arrested and charged with attempted murder and assault. I was waiting for the train like I do every morning, and he was just walking back and forth, Gomes told host Hammer. And before I knew it, this guy hit me from behind with a bottle. Since the attack, Gomes has criticized Mayor Eric Adams for failing to keep his promises to New Yorkers and raise awareness about the ongoing crime crisis across the city. Year to date, subway crime is up almost 50% in New York City since 2021, according to an NYPD MTA report. The subway is a very dangerous place. It's hard to get protection. People are throwing each other onto the tracks. And that's a true statement, because just this morning at Union Square, people had to help a man back up on the track. Somebody threw him onto the track. And this was not an old guy. I think he was like maybe in his mid-30s. And the person who threw him on the tracks ran away, disappeared. And a few days ago, I think a steam fitter was going home to Canarsie, Brooklyn on the L train, and for some reason got in some kind of argument with somebody, which I would say, do your best never to get in an argument with anybody in the train. And the guy took out the sharp object, cut him on his neck, apparently slicing the carotid artery, probably. And the guy was taken to one of the hospitals there, and he died. Yeah, that was only like in his mid-40s, and he died. So what does that tell you? And then I was looking at a video here just a little while ago, and there's some girls dressed in green, like space aliens, all dressed in green at the Times Square stop, 42nd Street over there. And they started beating on two girls. Two girls, obviously, they didn't know. Two girls who went out for the night. I think one had a party. And they were just attacking them. It's really unconscionable. And there are no cops, I mean, the man said, yeah, he's going to put cops into the trains and the platform and so forth. 42nd Street, Times Square, is a major station. There should be police there, but apparently there was none. You know, so all these incidents keeps happening. 42nd Street, the two girls were attacked. Union Square, that's a major station. Guy thrown under the subway tracks. People had to help get him back up. He probably was just standing there waiting, and somebody just came and pushed him. You know. So, and then the other guy who got killed, slashed in his neck. And you have like other incidences too been happening about people attacked. Some people just slashed like that. And there are a lot of mental cases. And the way the law is set up, at one time, you could get people into like treatment centers. Now you can't do that. You have to like coax people, suggest. You can't even do it with homeless people unless the temperature drops way, way, way below. Then you can do it with a homeless person, you know. Otherwise, you can't just round up a homeless person and say, you need help, we're going to take you in. No, you can't. I guess the same like with a hurricane. You can say it's a mandatory evacuation, you have to leave. And see what happened in Florida. About over 100 people died because some people didn't leave. You see, so this is what's going on. Okay, so let's hear what she has to say.
It's happening so often, it's hard to keep track of them. That woman from Huntington, New York, and Long Island, and just stunning stuff.
It's enough. People have had it.
People, it is enough, and you wonder if they're doing enough, and the answer clearly is not enough now. Because you got rampant crime now in New York City subway system. This shocking attack caught on camera about 2 weeks ago today. That's a homeless man who killed his own grandmother years ago, suspected of brutally beating a 33-year-old mother of two at a station stop next to JFK Airport. Happened early in the morning. She was on her way to work at the airport. She still has not regained full vision in her eye, and she may not ever. That woman is Elizabeth Gomes, and Elizabeth Gomes joins me now. Good morning to you. How you doing? I think that's the best first question. How are you?
I'm trying, you know, still a little bit of headaches and stuff like that, but life goes on, and I'm trying the best that I can with every day.
You were on your way to work. I'm not sure how long you've been working at the airport, Elizabeth. Just give me a sense of where this man came from and what you thought at that moment.
Well, you know, I've been in the airport for about 10 years. I've been working there, and this guy just came from off of the train station. I was waiting for the train like I do every morning, and he was just walking back and forth, and he came in the train as me, and before I knew it, you know, this guy hit me from behind with a bottle.
Out of nowhere. We've got some crime statistics on the subway system. They're not good, and I don't need to explain that to you, but for our audience, the percentage change between 2021 and 2022 is already up almost 50%. There's a woman who represents your district there in Queens, Tiffany Cabán, I believe is how you say her name. She shot out a tweet about a week ago on September 26. She said subway violence is a 1 in a million event. As a believer in a violence-free New York City, I still think that's one too many, but let's not let fear-mongering politicians and corporate media outlets scare us into thinking we have a dangerous, scary public transit system. Based on your experience, how would you respond to that?
I would say that's very ridiculous for her to say that. How could she even say that when 99% of these violence are coming from the subways? There's no help there. There's hardly any kind of cameras or anything there. So how could she even say that, you know, we're just like kind of making these things up? The subway is a very dangerous place. It's hard to get protection. People are throwing each other into the tracks. You're getting sliced in the middle of your ride. So how could they even say something like that? The subways are one of the most dangerous places in New York City, and we need lots of cameras in it. Even inside of the trains, we need the cameras.
More on the way, based on my understanding of the budget. It's going to take some time to get them installed. There are already thousands out there, and a lot of the stuff that we're seeing, in fact, your incident was caught on camera. Without it, we would just have a conversation here. But because we have the video, we can share it with viewers. And I think the point to be made, Elizabeth, is that what New Yorkers have noticed is that the mentally unstable are significant in numbers today. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would agree with that.
We saw a video that was filed online overnight of a man who was naked at Union Station, which is very common. All kinds of trains come in and out of there in lower Manhattan. He was a mess. And the officers working that subway, it took them a long time to get him under control. The point is that this is so common now, unfortunately, in your city. Do you see it that way, Elizabeth?
I do, sir. There's a lot of them walking around there everywhere. There's a lot of them in the airports that they're hiding away. They're everywhere, you know, and we really need to come down and try to put them somewhere, because they're the ones that's really harming the city, because they have no self-structure. When you try to get them help, they don't want the help. So we really need to put our foot down in some kind of way to, you know, remove them, because it's dangerous out there. We be scared just going to the store.
What have your doctors told you about your eyesight, Elizabeth?
Well, so far they're saying that I wouldn't be able to see in my right eye. But tomorrow I have another visit with the retinal expert, so they're gonna let me know some updates on what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Are you hopeful?
Yes, I am. I'm praying every day.
Yeah. We will too.
A big part of me has gone, you know.
Mm-hmm. How are your kids?
They're doing well, thank you. You know, they're trying to cope with it. They don't really understand. You know, my son is 3, so he don't really understand what's going on. The 9-year-old knows, but, you know, she's there for me. She comforts me.
What's her name?
Her name?
Yes.
Her name is Isabella.
Ah, sweet. You give Isabella our best, and I want you to know the GoFundMe page has been scrolling on our screen here. So we hope to get you some help as well, and our best of luck to you and our prayers to you tomorrow when you go back and see your doctor. Thanks, Elizabeth, for sharing your story.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you bet. Good luck. We'll stay in
contact.
contact.
Thank you so much, sir, for listening to my story.
Indeed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let's see here. It's unfortunate, but there's really a lot of crime, you know, and it's usually with mentally ill people. You're just roaming the subways. No place to be, and there's like no law that you can get them out of there, you know. Ever since the laws were changed years ago, people used to be like in certain facilities for the mentally ill. Now they say, well, you know, they can just show up and get their medication. But how many people really want to do that? Look at the guy, even though this didn't have anything to do with the subway, the man who killed the EMT lady. She was like 61 years old, I think. And she just left you know, the station where she works to go get something to eat, buy something at a bodega, and this guy just came out, stopped her like 20 times to that. This guy is also some kind of schizophrenic. That's what they're saying. People used to see him around the neighborhood walking. The news is crazy. Nothing could be done, and then he finally killed somebody, and now he's locked up. So this is what's happening here. It's really unfortunate. So they really have to do something. The mayor said he's flooding the subway with cops. Well, apparently that's not happening fast enough. We need to see some more of that. Otherwise you're going to have more of these issues popping up.